Howdy! How's all my friends in YouTube land today? I hope that this day's finding you well and warm. Still a little chilly here in Indiana. Gonna be a few more days, I think, before we get above zero. Or before above freezing. Let me put it that way. It feels like zero. Little wind going out there, so the wind chill's kind of got it dipping down. Wowie woo. Stick your nose out the door, you freeze to death. But we're going to stay good and warm here today because we're going to do a little project here with the carver. I've got hair barrette blank. This is leather. And I put the, gosh, I never can remember the exact name of this. It's called Stick and Burn. It's actually for wood burning, but I do it with engraving as well. Put the pattern down here. It's got a hummingbird on it. And these things come with a stick. You can put a stick through it, you know, to make it into a hair barrette or a shawl pin, whichever way you want to use it. I sell them for both uses, but you know, that's what that is. Little wooden pin. I know you've seen these things for sale in the store where they sell the hair products and things, all the different kinds of barrettes and stuff. And I've got that stuck down there to the leather real good, and I've got the air compressor running, and I've got the power carver up here. And in case you happen to be new to watching me with the power carver, these are sold by a company called SCM Systems. And you can look it up there on the internet at easy for me to say. My tongue keeps getting wrapped around my eye tooth today. I can't see what I'm saying. SCM Systems. And look it up there. It's SCS, and there we go again, scmsystems.com. And you can get just the pin itself, or you can get the pin with the regulator and the compressor, which is the way I recommend doing it. I mean, get everything that you need, do it all at one time, get it right. So they are a little expensive, but if you take good care of it, you'll never have to buy another one. And it takes a drop of oil in the hose about every hour of use to keep it running good and smooth. And that's about all there is to it. You set your regulator and you set your air compressor up there for what it recommends in the directions for it. Pretty cool little tool. Now, actually, this is more on the lines of a dental drill. So yes, it does make that dental drill sound. So when I am using this, I turn the volume off here so that you don't hear me running it, but you get to watch along there with the camera on how this thing goes. I'm going to lower the camera down here just a little bit, lower the boom, and I'll try to get it so that it's honed right in there. You'll get a good close bird's eye view of the bird. I may carving at it there a little bit. So with all that being said, I'm going to shut down the audio here, and you can watch me carve. Okay, we got the power carver shut off now. We got the image engraved there. I'm going to shut off the air compressor. And for our next amazing feat, we got to peel this off of here. And now there's a lot of little pieces to this. So, hey, if you've watched me before, you know there's a lot of peeling to get all them little pieces off that we've cut through on that piece of plastic there. And now I just had that pick. There it is. You use something and then it walks off. It grows legs and walks away. Mercy sakes. So we peel all that paper off to reveal our pretty little image underneath there that we carved in it. Now I'm probably going to paint that with my dye ink that I have. Now that dye ink that I use, it's an actual dye, and it's for gourds is what it's actually for, but it works on leather as well. You know, you could use acrylic paints or something like that on it, but I prefer a little bit more natural look to the paint when I do these leather pieces. And you see that power carver, it works a lot better than what a Dremel will on this fine line stuff. Now you're doing bigger things, you know, bigger pieces of work, then you might go with a Dremel on something like that, but this requires very fine lines, and these bits are little teeny tiny bits. They're not your Dremel bits. These are special bits for this carver, and they do the little fine detail work like we've got in this. So that's the difference. You know, you can, if you're doing big stuff, yeah, go ahead and use your Dremel on something like that. I've got a Dremel here, all kinds of bits and stuff for it that I use on different projects. But for the most part, for all this little fine detail work, you want to use a power carver on it. That's what gives you your detail. You know, they always say the devil's in the detail, and that's true. So there's that part of it. Now, if we're going to paint this, I have to move a couple of things that I got piled up here on top of my little paint bin. I'm going to get my dyes out of my little bin up here. I don't know what all colors I'm going to use on it, so let's get all the dyes out of there so that we got something to pick through. Got to do some picking through. Well, for goodness sakes, my arthritis is acting up today in this cold. It's got my thumbs all stove up. My hands is moving like a cat paw. Oh, Lord. All right. I think it does it there. Okay, we got some espresso. We got some light green. We got some deep green. We got some Caribbean blue. We got some magenta. We got some soft beige. We've got some sunflower, and we got garnet. So let's see here for our little bird. Now we're going to need a micro brush. So let me reach over here in my little micro brush bin and get me a micro brush. And I'm going to need some paper towels. So let me get some paper towels. Here, I'll just use these that I was using on this other project. They're nice and handy. I've got all kinds of projects going over here. Now, we're going to start, I think, with a little magenta. Well, for goodness sakes almighty, thumbs ain't working. Oh, you got to laugh. Lord have mercy. Cat paws. I'm working with cat paws. Now, this is the sunflower, and that ought to go on that beak, and I'm going to dab a little of that off of there. I'm going to start down here at this end and just take it down towards the end. There. And what this does is it actually dyes the leather, just like if you're using leather dye on a pair of leather shoes. All right. And now, our little bird is going to have some blue. See, I just put a drop of that down. I don't use very much. And he's going to have some light green in there on them feathers. So we'll put a little of that light green out here. And we got a little of that yellow out yet, so we can use some of that. We'll wipe the brush down a little bit here on this paper towel. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but maybe, can I get the camera to move just a touch? There we go. Now, let's see here. I'm thinking we come in here with a little bit of this light green. And we'll come right down here on the edge of these feathers. Just a little bit of that. Blend it in. You think you got a little too much on the brush, you can wipe it down a little bit. And I'll just kind of blend that up through them feathers there on the bottoms of his wings. We'll do the same thing on this upper wing here. Dab a little of that off. It'll be a little darker at the bottom of the wing than it will be as we go up. Just kind of pull that up on those feathers. Kind of give him a little bit of an iridescent feel. All right, now we're going to come in with a little bit of blue. Right along his back here. Into his tail. And then we're just going to pull that down. Make a little lighter shade of blue on him. Pull it right down into the green. Just like that. Blend it right down. Now, we're going to come back and get a little bit more of that yellow color. Going to put a little bit of that yellow on his belly. Pull that right up to the blue. Yellow and blue make green, see? So that's going to blend it in with the wings there just a little bit. Get his belly going. Now we've got a little bit more blue to put up here on this wing. Dab a little of that off there so it don't go on too dark. There we go. Pull that right down into that wing. Just like that. Now we got to do his head up here. I'm going to start by giving him a dark blue eye. I'm going to wipe some of that off of there. And we want to come in with some green on his little head. See how nice them micro brushes are? Boy, I highly recommend them. I'm not making no money on it, but I sure do recommend them. These are nice little brushes. Paint wipes off of them so good you can just switch from color to color. We'll get a little of that blue to put up there at the top of his head. Come right in around that line there. Pull that down. Wipe some of the blue off of the brush. And then I just come in and just kind of scrape them together just to blend them. Now, we're going to do just a touch more blending. And what I'm going to use for that is this Formula 49. It's a conditioner and a dye medium. And it's great for blending your dyes together. Give you a little blending. So we stick the brush in that little puddle. I'll show you. I got a little puddle going here. Dip the brush in that. And then I'm going to come and just smooth that together. It's sort of like adding your alcohol ink blender to your alcohol inks. But this is a specially formulated thing that you use with your dyes. And it just helps blend the colors together. So any place that I've done any blending with the blue and the green or the yellow, so you just put it in there and just rub it together and just blend your colors together just a little bit nicer so that it looks more natural. Now, I can't really imagine too many people going to be staring at your hair barrette or your shawl pin or anything, but you do want it to look, you know, more professional. You don't want it to look amateurish, I guess is the word I'm looking for. We'll take a little of this right in here. Blend that right in that. Just like so. That was only maybe 2 or 3 drops of the blending solution. And see how much nicer that made it look when I got that on there. Made it right pretty. See if we can get it so that it focuses up there just a little bit better for you to see how the little hummingbird looks there on the piece of leather. It's just that simple. Now I will seal this with some clear coat, just like you'd put on your shoes. You know, you got good leather shoes, you want to try to protect them from the weather. That's the same kind of stuff that I'll use on this. And I'll let that dye dry real well on there, but we'll put the pin in it so you can see how to look all finished up with the pin in it. And there it is. And like I say, you use that in your hair, you use it on a shawl, whatever you want to use it on. If you got somebody that loves hummingbirds, there it is. And that will end up on the Etsy store. So there you have that piece all done up. And that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, share it on your social media so everybody gets to see it. Give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I wish you would. So there's that piece right there. I think she's looking pretty fine. If you want to see what's in my Etsy store, the URL is in the description of the video for your convenience, as is the URL for my other YouTube site where I tell stories and all that sort of thing. If you get bored here in the cold and you need something to do besides the videos that I have here on this channel, I got videos on that one too. So with all that being said, I'm just going to shut her down for today. I hope you stay warm and stay safe. Remember, Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.